Hello and welcome to this video on gravity, in particular the Cavendish Experiment Part 1. I'm just taking a break from my Foucault pendulum experiments because it seems to be coming back to gravity. We missed out on something in gravity. We need to revisit gravity, maybe. Things aren't sort of working out. They don't make sense to me. There's inconsistency. So now I've been sort of ignoring gravity for a while, but you might have noticed my channel. I had an experiment with the Charlie Kirk rocket in a cross. I had a lot of activity on my 2015 rockets in a vacuum experiments, in particular the people looking at micro rockets and the micro rocket travelling at a very small distance. You know, I seem to be the world authority on that. But in that experiment I noticed something. Now we'll just insert that video now and you'll see that. So here we have the setup to test this rocket in a cross concept. Basically a rocket in a cross, a neck chain and a large cylinder of water to represent the size of a neck. So now we'll go to the high speed, see if we can capture this. So the cross travelled from this ruler here 400 millimetres from the starting position. Okay, so now you've obviously seen the video. Now, in the rockets in vacuum experiment, a lot of the comments were that the rocket was pushing off something. Now we all know that rockets do not push off anything. They work on the conservation of momentum. Mass and velocity of this side equals the mass and velocity of that side. So, in other words, if you had in that small rocket, we have a small mass travelling very fast, which on the other side of it could be a large mass travelling very slow. It still gives you you don't need anything to push off for a rocket to work. Or do we? So that's where I'm up to. So I looked at that video again and again, that small rocket, and I think it could be pushing off something. I know it's not pushing off the table, but maybe we've got mass wrong. Maybe our understanding of mass is wrong. Now I'm saying this because my experiment with this pendulum are looking like there's something weird happening with gravity. So I can't quite understand what's going on. So the biggest factor, of course, this gravity experiment is either Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein or Cavendish. So there are three players that we're associated with gravity. Obviously there's more others involved, but they're the three players we all talk about. And in particular this Cavendish experiment, I started quickly looking at what was happening on YouTube, and I wasn't happy with the experiment with the suspension wire setup. It's very fiddly and it's inconsistent, and I don't think that really gives Cavendish a lot of credibility with his results. So I thought we might use our pendulum number 4, our new improved pendulum number 4, with this. It's taken me another month to redesign the lasers and get the run time up to several hours now, because the run time before was on the lasers was very small. Okay, so let's go now to those experiments. So here we have our first setup for testing our concept of the Cavendish experiment. I'm using my clean pendulum number 4, which is casting a laser beam directly underneath it and one to a remote wall 8.5 metres away. There are 7 pavers which are 2 millimeters off the side of the pendulum. It's on a sliding piece of melamine. I'll just now change lenses and show you the far wall. So this is a better shot of the pendulum, almost touching the pavers. I'll swing around to show you the far wall. 8.5 metres away. You'll see a laser moving slowly up that end, and it's settling down. We'll have a camera up there in a few minutes when it's almost stopped, and we'll have 2 cameras observing the experiment. Alright, here we are at the other end. So our oscillation now has settled down to looks like 130 millimeters, which isn't too bad. I'll go to the other end now and move the bricks. Okay, back at the other end now. Just me walking down there has obviously disturbed this, so let's get a more accurate swing. All right. Okay, 260 millimeter swing now. Alright, I'll go back and move the bricks. Sorry, pavers. Alright, our swing deviation now is settled down, looks like. Alright, I'll just stop recording now and just see what this settles down to. Alright, here we are. I tried moving the bricks back, but I bumped it Now within 15 minutes this thing has actually settled down. It's not moving at all, and I can actually walk up the other end and doesn't seem to disturb it. So here I go, I'll go back and put the bricks back and try not to bump it again. Walking back. Here I am at the other end. Here I am at the other end. Can't see what's going on at the far end. Moving the bricks back. Trying not to bump it. Trying not to look at the laser. There we go. My prediction is now this thing will start behaving erratic. Get that a bit closer actually. Okay, that's about 3 mils off. Let's go up the far end now, and I bet you things start to behave erratic. Can't see what's going on at the far end. Moving the bricks back. Trying not to bump it. Try not to look at the laser. There we go. My prediction is now this thing will start behaving erratic. Get that a bit closer actually. Okay, that's about 3 mils off. Let's go up the far end now, and I bet you things start to behave erratic. Yeah, we're getting a significant swing now. Okay, I'll come back in 15 minutes at the same time that I left, I bumped it. Remember how quickly it settles down. This could take hours with the bricks to settle down. Let's have a see how it goes. Let's catch that again. This is I don't want to lose a reference, that black mark. Okay, yeah, we'll come back in another 15 minutes. Alright, it's been about 15 minutes since I last replaced those pavers, and this thing is not settling down. This will take hours and hours. Alright, I'll just go and remove the pavers one more time. Okay, moving into pavers now. Okay, I'll come back in another 15 minutes and this thing will have settled, I guarantee it. Alright, it's been 15 minutes. That dot has settled into a new position. But as you can see, it's almost stopped. And I'm walking around the room and it's made no difference. So clearly with the bricks, paving bricks in situ, this thing behaves erratic. It takes forever to settle down and the swings are huge. Without the bricks, it settles down almost instantly within 15 minutes and the swings are very small. So it's actually what I expected. So alright, so that's enough of part one, and we haven't got enough data, but stay tuned for part two and we'll put some more into this experiment. Thanks for watching. See you in part two.